He's at the V8, baby. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to do a quick intro, a quick walk around on our 02 Tundra that we have to work with. Let me know what you guys think. So let's go check it out. Yeah. All right, so here she is. This is my 2002 Toyota Tundra. It's access cab with the 4.7 liter V8 engine. Pop the hood and see what's under the hood. All right, so let's see what's under here. All right, so we have the 4.7 liter V8 engine. This guy is the one that has 245 horsepower and 315 foot-pounds of torque, and it's linked to a 4-speed automatic transmission. So overall, it's a solid, proven, bulletproof engine. It is the V8, which is great on the trucks, right? The new Tundras have the V6s. So we got the naturally aspirated V8, which is great for a truck. The only bad thing is it's not too great on the gas mileage, but on the MPG. But I average maybe around 16, 17 MPGs in city and highway driving. So I mainly use this truck for as my main commuter car or vehicle to go into the office. So overall, it's been really good mechanically. It's due for some servicing on the brake fluid and the transmission fluid and the power steering fluid, and I'll explain that in the next couple videos on what I plan on doing to it to continue to keep it in good shape. I did replace the radiator, the OEM factory radiator, with an aftermarket one, but everything else is pretty much stock. It's been really good engine, runs great, transmission's really good, hasn't let me down, so I'm happy about that. So I do have to replace the struts on the hood. So that's something that I gotta order on Amazon, get those replaced, because they're kind of weak in the cold weather, sometimes in the hot, and it's dangerous for this thing to fall on my head. So gotta replace those. And we're gonna see how the exhaust sounds stock. So, like I said before, I did put in some cosmetic updates. So about 4 years ago, I did the paint for pretty cheap. So I kind of one of those I know a guy type of dudes. So he kind of did it, but wasn't the greatest professionally made job. What I call the eyebrow that it had on here, which helps reflect or repel some of the rocks and debris and stuff, broke off, unfortunately. So these guys, bump stops are still on there. The paint's still a little faded, but overall did the paint. It's in really good shape right now. I did replace the stock headlights, the OEM headlights, for some aftermarket ones to get that clear look. They were yellowing, even though I was constantly all the time, buffing them up and getting them clear. They'd always yellow up, so I just made up my mind on replacing them in full. So you got the tires here. When we first bought it, it did come with the Sequoia 17-inch alloy wheels. I wanted for the more blacked out look, so what I did is we got some of the 10A Black Rhino alloy 17-inch wheels. They have the beadlock look to it. They're not really functional, but it's just for the look. And then the tires, they're VFGs, all-terrains, running at 31-inch diameter tires. So far these guys have been pretty good. I've had them since 2019, and they're really good tread and everything, and the ride is fantastic. All right, so a quick story on these guys. Originally I wanted the wheels that had the silver lip, but they accidentally ordered the wrong ones, and actually it worked out better because it seems like there's a color match between the body color and the color of the wheels. So I'm happy with it. It was an accident, a happy accident, and it worked out in the end. So overall it's been held in pretty good shape. Cosmetically, some of the paint is starting to fade away. We live in Arizona, and the Phoenix heat just destroys stuff. You know, overall it's been pretty good. So if you work the way across, it does have some things and stuff. I mean, it's a truck, right? The tint is also kind of giving way, so that's something else that I'm thinking about upgrading soon. This is the SR5 Axis Cap model. When we bought the car, it did come with this ARE bed cover. So overall it's been pretty good. I do some occasional hauling and stuff, but this is my daily commuter to my office. I do like the look of this cover on it. It gives it more of a bulky look. The rear, the stance is fantastic, and I like the body match. And you got to represent the Toyota stuff, right? So for that reason, because I'm a Toyota type of guy and I love Star Wars, I'm naming this bad boy the Razor Crest, kind of the Mandalorian, if you guys like the Mandalorian. So I kind of named it after that. It has that gray, black, you know, feel to it, older vehicle type of thing that we're building up. So that's why I decided to name it the Razor Crest, and hence the name of the channel, Project Razor Crest. So one other thing, that a little story, I had to replace this guy because the original key wouldn't open this gas anymore, and sometimes I'd have embarrassing times where I'm at the gas station, this thing wouldn't open up. So I had that replaced, and now I have just a bunch of keys now everywhere, so that's inconvenient. But anyway, so let's take a look at the interior. So the interior has held up pretty good for a 22 or 20-year-old truck. You know, it's mostly plastics, hard plastics, so it's not the best quality. Some of the upholstery is peeling away. You know, some of the material is rubbing off away where I put my elbows and everything, but everything else works. It's pretty good. There's some wear and tear here, and this is the most used part of the vehicle, so the fabric isn't the greatest. You know, there's some rips here. This is the most worn out seat. All right, so the basic, it's a very basic setup because we have a truck, but all the buttons work. The stereo is stock. Everything else is held up pretty well. So yeah, and here we have the Han Solo dice from Star Wars. Another little Easter egg that I have in my truck related to Star Wars. But this is the access cab, so this door opens, pretty good shape. I would not recommend this vehicle to be one for carrying a lot of passengers, maybe just two, the occasional one person for maybe a short trip, but definitely not for a long trip. There's not much space here. I mostly use this for storage and putting groceries, things like that. But yeah, everything is in pristine condition, really well. All right guys, so inside the interior, like I said before, it is pretty much hard plastic, so it's kind of that cheap stuff, but I put dressing on it every time I get it washed, and to keep it from cracking in the Arizona heat. I use these shade covers for that too. But everything else, the buttons, everything works great. AC blows cold. I have this little adapter here that connects to the FM radio where I can connect my phone via Bluetooth. So I have those little things, but what I love about these Toyotas is that it's real basic. All I need is my radio, AC, and that's all I really need, right? So I really love that that aspect of the truck. It's a good size. It's what we now are calling, you know, the mid-sized. Before, when it came out, this was the larger truck, right? So now it's a mid-sized truck. But yeah, overall it does what I needed to do. Real basic, you know, stuff here. All this works great, you know. So it gets the job done. I really like that. The compartment for my glasses, all the lights work. So it gets the job done, real basic setup. So it's not fancy or anything by any stretch, but it's reliable, and that's what we're looking for in these trucks, right? All right, so in typical Toyota fashion, let's put it in there, and we're at, and that's my pairing thing. We're at 197, 259 miles, so almost hitting the 200,000 miles. So that's typical fashion of Toyotas. Yeah, turns right up. Comes to driving characteristics, the truck, it gets the truck feel, right? So it's a little rough on the bumps and stuff, but which is one other thing that I want to update. You know, I want to upgrade the suspension, but I mean, it runs great. The transmission transitions, you know, really smoothly, and you know, depending on how I drive, right, I'm a more conservative driver, so to try not to wear out the engine so much and to get better gas mileage. But overall, the truck, you know, it does what it was designed for. It's kept up really well, and so hope you guys like the video, hope you guys like the truck, and stay tuned for more videos, as we'll create more content for you guys to document, you know, the updates and upgrades that we make into the truck for the channel, the Razor Crest. So stay tuned, and hope to see you guys on the next one.